shot. You tell yourself under so much pressure. No one can ever replace you.
Check, check. You see that shit too? For some reason, the mic wasn't working. Isn't that just something special? Isn't that something special? Just so you guys know, I know what you're doing. And if you try that shit with me in real life, you're gonna find out really quick why you shouldn't do it in the games. See? You see that? Watch this. There you go. There you have it. Long story short, they took it as a challenge. And what they don't understand is it's not up to me to go to them to prove them wrong. It's up to them to go to me. And swatting, getting my house swatted doesn't count. I'll tell you why. You ever heard of Omerta law? You're violating it, not me. I was trying to be nice by saying you could solve it directly with me. But if you don't show up with me, it's going to happen to you in some other way. And that person's not going to know exactly why they're doing what they're doing. And they're going to botch the job. Me, on the other hand, I know exactly what the fuck is up. And I could just teach you a lesson. Which is the opposite of what you're doing right now. Now I know why people are leaving negative reviews about your game. Also says a lot about your culture where you're trying to make people crash out. That's a scam, and it'll get you killed. I'll do it myself if I have to, if I get the chance. I'll run you through like a little ass bitch. Here comes the train. Choo choo, bitch. Choo choo. If you call that an empty threat, the only thing empty is your head. Your brain is empty. Your skull is empty if you think that's an empty threat. Yeah, you're a threat, except that your skull is empty, so it's not going to be that difficult to resolve it. I dare you. I double, triple, quadruple dog dare you to test that shit. I fucking 5 times. I KO Ken dare you. Someone's gotta die. And it's not me. Someone's gotta die for that error, and it's not me. Because I can tell you what. The gamepad, when I'm not touching it, should not be registering that. Because it doesn't do that for any other game. Especially because it registers something when I press up here. It doesn't do it until I press this button. It means someone's trying to rape me. Oh! What fucking magic! Every time I call you out on it, you little candy button nigger crackers. You little chent-ass Japs. With raisin dicks. You know, Sangawa would be proud of you right now. And then he would shoot you in the back of the head. Too bad he's not around. Guess I'll have to do it. I'll have to take on the raisin dick history legacy. The raisin dick legacy. You know why they called Sangawa raisin dick? It's not because it was small. Although, in the scheme of things, we're all small. They called him raisin dick because he was always getting his dick wet. You idiots. What's wrong? Leaving chat so soon? Leaving chat so fucking soon? How much you want to bet there's going to be a million other fucked up things that I have to encounter along the way here? I'll just remind you, I played the demo. I played the demo really early on. and I'm used to identifying problems in video games because I get fucked with all the time. Not because I deserve it, but because people think I'm an easy target. What do you know? Look, it's not working. Right off the bat, the H shifter isn't working. I just set all the presets. We're going to have to turn this down even more. In fact, I'm going to turn the game music off until this shit gets resolved. No more music until you learn how to behave. Yep, the H shifter's not working. I just assigned all of the oh wait, the parking brake is on. Let's see if that has anything to do with it. Even the fucking, I think they're entertaining themselves by trying to make this more difficult. Because they're making it more difficult to even go through the menu. There's no reason that should be happening, people. I mean, look, I'm doing this. See that? They're just trying to piss me off. And then when I go through the menu like this, it's not working. See? And it just disappeared. You guys need to work on your menu etiquette. That is not... You shouldn't be asking people to pay for this yet. This should be part of the demo. 100% it should be part of the demo. You shouldn't be asking people to pay for this game yet. Now, what was I doing? Right, the handbrake. If you guys can't get the handbrake right, well then I don't know what you're doing. Gamepad. They said it was on the gamepad again. I see what game you guys want to play. All right, well then we'll just remove it for now and see what happens. There, now it's not on. And yet you're still saying the 8 shifter's not working. And you didn't save my settings for what the smartphone is either. You're still saying it's wipers. And now you're making them go faster because you think you're so fucking funny. I hope you laugh yourself to death. And I hope your balls get cut off while you're laughing. Seriously, I'm not joking. You think it's a joke, I'm not joking. It's not an exaggeration. I'm not joking. It's exactly what I want to happen to you. Look, all of them are unassigned again. Wow. What a fucking coincidence. I bet you guys love this game.
Oh, you can't even set up the game.
Yeah, except I can do it in every other game.
Well, this game's different.
Clearly, your game's retarded. You're so stupid. You people are so stupid.
Oh, well, now we can't function. Oh my god, you disconnected it. Now we can't function.
Oh! You disconnected the fucking... You disconnected the power steering. Dude, calm down. It's not serious. It's not that serious. Yeah, it actually kind of is. It's kind of that serious. It's actually 100% that serious. I might actually get you guys killed for this. I'm not even joking. I might get your whole ass studio targeted. We'll see. Oh, look, still no power steering.
You sure that isn't your fucking shit?
I mean, there's always the possibility. There is the possibility that somehow something on my end is not working correctly. However, I am fairly certain that is not the case. And I'm not taking this to court because this isn't a courting event. I don't have any sexual interest in you people. I'm taking it to God. Well, let's at least see if it assigns these things. And then we can save the settings at least. And then we can try to play a little bit without power steering. I'm not assigning the handbrake right now. Not assigning that. Embarrassed you should be. Shamed you should feel. Oops. Let me rephrase that. I'm not interested in courting any of you or being courted by any of you, but I will fuck you if I need to. It's only if I need to. Just because you're trying to ruin someone's day, it doesn't make you a Yakuza. It just makes you a fucking loser.
Where does this guy get off trying to lecture us on Yakuza?
Well, if you will allow me to engage in hand-to-hand combat with you, you will find out. You will find out very quickly where I get off lecturing you. I'm serious. I'm deadly serious. In fact, if this doesn't get resolved in some shape or form, I'll save some of exclusive people in Japan. Uh, I'll like try to stay away from the innocents, but I'm actually gonna create a blanket attack against some of the basic infrastructure of Japan if this doesn't get resolved. Because if you can't do this right, and I'm assuming this is a Japanese game, or it could be a Chinese game. If I figure out it's a Chinese game, I'm gonna start cyber attacking China. Wherever it's coming from, I'll figure out where it's coming from, and I'm gonna make sure that you get fucked up. Is the long story short, and you better not take that lightly, because I'm already starting to mark your times of death. Just so you know, just so we're all on the same page. I live on this planet too. I'm gonna die someday. That's how I know how to get people killed, is because I'm highly aware of that. It's not a joke. It's not a fun game. And it's not a simulation. So, if you guys want to keep playing this fuck-ass fuckery, be my guest. You know what I love more than drifting in a simulation? Is catching bodies. It's one of the few pleasures of life that I have left. It's catching bodies.
Can we put this guy on game?
No, because I'm way more on game than you already. Like, infinitely. You'll never catch up to me. Ah, see? You guys still suck. At least there's power steering now. Look, I'm hitting the smartphone button and it's not fucking working. I just assigned the fucking smartphone button. Let me guess, you thought I wasn't going to be able to open the menu anymore. And that's what I'm saying, is you guys are that stupid. You need to learn some lessons for once. Now what? Now you set all the fucking presets back. You can't even fucking stay on one preset. It's insane. You guys suck. It's fucking crazy. Look, I chose this preset. What do I have to do to make it stay on this preset? Now let's double check. Smartphone. Why is that an axis? It should be this one. D-pad up. See, that shouldn't have been axis. You did that on purpose. And you say button 0? That's A, but I made it something else other than that. So you guys need to listen to what I say. because I'm the one who's making the rules here. You guys are just the ones helping me make the rules. If you can't remember that, well, then I'll have to use the rules against you. Did you already go to a different one? You guys can't even remember how to do this, can you? Your whole ass shit sucks that bad. It's that bad? Huh. Hmm. Why is it D-pad down? That makes no sense. So D-pad, you're saying D-pad down is smartphone, okay? Return to track button then should be something else. How about this one? Nitro. All you did was override my previous things, which my guess is that it's not going to work. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. That's you guys. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. You can't even save it on the normal thing? You guys don't know how to use presets. You don't know how to use presets, so what are you doing? What are you doing offering these new custom presets, but you don't know how to do custom presets? So what are you doing offering custom presets? This is the worst game I've ever played. I'm not even exaggerating. There's the reason it's the worst is because there's some things that it's doing correctly. And then right at that point where it's going to be enjoyable, it's fucking awful. That's how I know you people are into some sick ass shit, and then I'm probably going to have to report you. And by report you, I don't mean, ooh, to the police, to the police. It's probably, if I'm not mistaken, the police are the problem. No, it's not that. It's either the game studio or it is the police. It's either the game studio, the police, or it's the quote unquote yakuza. Real yakuza don't stand for this sort of shit. Real yakuza, uh, they encourage dope ass shit. Now, if you're not doing dope ass shit, they're gonna beat your fucking skull in. But in this case, if you think I'm not doing dope ass shit, you better check your six, dumb fuck. Shut the fuck up before I suck your penis. You're not coming back from that one. Alright, well, let's just leave it on its normal settings, and let's see if it'll work on its normal settings. Pressing 1? You said it was 0 last time. And you said down. You said D-pad down was the smartphone. You guys are fucking idiots. You probably don't even know left from right. You probably had an AI tell you what left and right was. You're fucking idiots. After you showed me how stupid you are, you think I care if you're telling me I'm going the wrong way? Retards. I really don't fuck with people like you. Yeah, you guys should not be asking for money for this. So let me get this straight. You're calling a game Japanese Drift Masters and I can't even use the H shifter? You don't even know how to set a custom preset? I mean, Drift CE has way better fucking compatibility with this shit, and I don't know what to tell you guys. It's not calling it Japanese Drift Masters, it's called Drift Competition. That's like many steps down from Drift Master. Drift Master doesn't have to compete. So therefore you shouldn't have problems with fucking using an H shifter.
Oh, well, we thought you were just gonna be cool about it.
Brothers, there's nothing cool about this. What if I told you it was an American game? Well, it's time to arm the bombs then. Here's another few memes. Why are we still here? Just to suffer? And it's time for another crusade. Already I know what time you guys are on. You guys are trying to be on Wakaranai time. People are asking you like, well, what happened to the body? And you're like, Wakaranai. No, you're saying you guys are on Wakanai time. Wakanai, 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 Wakanai. The correct response is Wakaranai. Because as soon as you say Wakanai, I know you're being informal, and I know I'm going to have to form you. Bitch.
problem is that I don't even want to explain to you what the problem is. It's really sad. I'll just drive a little bit like normal and then I'll go play TXR. And now you're going, but I thought we had you hooked on our video game. I thought we could try to sell you the upgrades or make you suck our peepees for it. What are you doing? You can't go play TXR. You can't have other options. This isn't happening.
They're not supposed to be upgrades. They're supposed to be basic functionalities of the motherfucking video game. You shouldn't sell shit if it doesn't have those motherfucking functionalities. Dumb.
And that's why Genki is the best. So shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down, and I'll let you know if you have to commit seppuku or not. Alright, it's seppuku time, bitches. 10% of your employees have to commit seppuku. Make another mistake like that, it's gonna go higher. Oh, 20%. Bravo, guys, bravo. Don't worry, I'm not gonna enforce it. This guy will.
30%. You guys don't actually know how driving works, do you? You guys are like, oh, well, good luck defending this charge in court. We're not letting you in the mental health docket. Well, if it's not going to the mental health docket, then I'm not going to court. I won't be defending it in court. I'll be defending it on my turf. So good luck with that. Good luck defending that in court.
It's all fucked up now. Steering wheel sideways now. Ha ha!
40%. Look at that. The steering wheel is sideways now. That's never happened before.
You guys got your center off.
That's retarded. You guys are done for. This game sucked monkey dick. You guys actually suck. Congratulations. I don't think I've ever said that about an entire game studio before. I played some shitty games. This one takes the cake. Oh, what if SWAT made this game? That would explain a lot. You guys suck at game design. Let's play some TXR now. This game always fucking hits. Now here's the thing. I compared that game to Drift CE. Drift CE doesn't really work very well with this fucking with this Logitech wheel either. But it works better than that game. It works better than JDM or whatever. That was a waste of $30. I even waited on it to see if I really wanted it. And you wasted my time. So what? We don't care about your time. Mister, can you please resolve this for me? Also, this shouldn't be having an issue here. Properties, it's supposed to be able to just... There it is. There's a lot of stuff that needs work. I'm going to tell you what. The whole shit is sideways now. I'll tell you what, that's never happened with this steering wheel before. So you guys can say it's not our game, it's your steering wheel. But I'm going to say it's probably your game that caused this to happen to my steering wheel. It's a betrayal. It's a whole ass betrayal. I have lost power steering in rarely, in, I don't remember which game. It was probably Drift CE. I bet you they're both Polish games. It's centered again. So I'll tell you what, it's not the wheel. It was the game. That's GG's. You guys are fucked. They said, we already knew that. What do you think we're in for? Probably embezzlement and or fraud, if I had to guess. And maybe a bunch of other charges as well. But that's where I'd start. Alright, let's go, Genki. Hell yeah. This game is way fucking better. Infinitely better. Oh, so I say that and you think that you're gonna mess with me and make it not true? Sorry, buds. That's not how this game works. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that was a bit cheap, but I don't think that's the game's fault. I've played this game enough to know that that's not normal. I could actually feel it. I could sense that no matter how much I was turning the wheel, it wasn't going to lead me away from the wall. That's how hip I am to this game. That doesn't happen very often. So don't blame the game. There's some third party play it here, and I guess it's JDM. Probably. Probably them. Just saying. And like I said, guys, trying to ruin someone's day doesn't make you cool. It makes you a loser. And what's the #1 rule of the Yakuza? Don't give up. Never give up. Oh, look. That's new. Oh, they changed something. That's why that's happening. So it's compromised. This program's compromised is what you're saying. What you're saying is this program is now compromised. I get it. I know how to test this too. Let's see how this goes. Because if you guys have seen any of my other footage, you know the kind of record I have on this. Apparently Genki's in trouble. Or was in trouble. I can't imagine they would let that go on for very long. Because that was not Genki. I know Genki. Guessing that's why the controller's vibrating so much. Because that wasn't happening before. Dark Tengu, what a coincidence. Perfect opponent to try to fuck me over with in this exact scenario. You're just proving my point. Now let's see what happens. Don't take it personally. It's called Propaganda 9, Proposition 9. Rape and torture all gaijin. I guess someone fixed it. We'll see if it lasts. I'm guessing it was you Assetto Corsa guys who made JDM. Scorpion or whatever. Now that we've established that this game is not the problem, but that there is a problem, let us continue. I fucking love this game. Let me tell you what, bud boys. And you should go back and play the Dreamcast version if you haven't. And then you'll be so proud of Genki for how far they've come. And yet that original Dreamcast game was so good. Even though it was frustrating as fuck and it takes forever to get enough credits to do your upgrade, it takes forever. It's still sick. It's worth something. It provides value. No longer compromised, hopefully. We'll see. Terreno time. All right, I'm gonna listen to music now. Not for you guys though, because you have to be able to hear me. That's more like it. I also noticed that another thing that's new is that the races are starting side by side instead of me starting behind. Instead of me starting behind the other car, and that's cool. But I don't think that was necessary. Just saying, I don't think that was a necessary change, but I'm okay with it if that makes sense. Now, normally, I'll play this game until I go through all my cars. But I want to show you, since we talked about, or since I played the new JDM Scorpion game, and I'm dissatisfied with it, and I compared it to Drift CE as well, I want to make sure we get some time on Drift CE so I can show you the intermediate aspect. Because Drift CE is about drifting, and JDM Scorpion is about drifting, so that'll be a fair comparison. This game shows that driving, I mean, this game is about drifting too, if you didn't notice. When I'm hitting those corners, I'm actually drifting. It's just a different type of drifting than you might see on the track drifting. It's actually the same, but we'll get to that later. First, let's go check out Drift CE so that you're sure that I'm being fair and balanced in my judgment. That's a new marker. That I think that hazard sign is new as well. Because I got that message before, but I think that hazard sign caught my attention differently. Forza Horizon 5 is also a good game to compare to, but it's not. I'm not going to use it in this judgment because the way that it interacts with the steering wheel is more like TXR. And it's actually the difference when I use the controller in Forza, I can do the most insane fucking drifts. But this game, Drift CE is a good combination. So we'll do this and then we'll talk about it. Drift 21 or whatever we want to call it today. And if there's something wrong with this one too, then we know we've established a chain of evidence. Wait, let's see what's under the hood here. Fuck, it's that i6. Shit. We need to go back to career. Actually, let's just start with the i6. I'm just hesitant about this one because it's not going to illustrate my point like I meant to, but it'll still make some points in the right direction. Let's not do the Toge, though. Let's do... I think this one should do it. This one might explain what I'm talking about. Let's see how far we go. I might have to change to career mode. Why is it doing that? That's not good, guys. Oh shit, none of it works anymore. So now we've established a line of evidence here. See, look, if the steering is unassigned, why did it do that to the steering wheel? That's my point. They said, we have prepared an affirmative defense in court. Too bad. This isn't a court issue. I made that clear already. It's an Omerta law issue. This is a job for actual killers. Anyway, this part at least gives us a chance to show how much easier the assignment uh mechanism is. You see, this is way easier. Right off the bat, some shit wasn't good. Alright, now it's behaving correctly, so. And look at that! The fucking H shifter works. Now, I don't spend a lot of time on this game right now, so I'm not at tip-top shape. This may not illustrate my skill set in this game, but it will illustrate the game working a little better than that other shit. Probably. We'll see. That's the point, is that I'm not being prejudiced. The point is that I'm actually judging. See, once again, this game isn't that great either. Yeah, it's not really that good. My guess is for this game that the software developers have some sort of secret third party or secret add-on, like some sort of wheel driver add-on that you have to use in conjunction with this game. That's my guess, is that you have to have some other program to make the wheel action realistic, because that's not realistic. TXR is pretty realistic, to be honest with you. And this is why I said this is an intermediary judgment. Sometimes people try to call stuff like that proprietary, but that's not what proprietary means. You can have an in-game driver that's proprietary. If it's an add-on, that's not inherently proprietary. And in fact, I would argue that if it doesn't come with the program, then it's not proprietary. That it's actually, what's the word? Cultic? Inner circle? I don't know what the word is, but it, like, if it's secretive, if it doesn't come with the game and you have to look it up, it's not part of the proprietary package. It's not part of the actual corporation itself. It's part of a cult that has spawned potentially within the corporation. You sure it isn't just a skill issue? Yes, I'm positive. Thanks for asking, though. I did have to check. Oh. Now the wheel is acting up again. The wheel is acting up a lot. Power steering's acting up. And this is exactly what I would expect. I'm going to guess that these people are teaming up with the JDM Scorpion people to create this problem. And I will also mention that game didn't used to have a problem with the steering wheel. I used to actually be able to do the career and the missions using this steering wheel, and it was pretty good. But somewhere along the line, it got compromised also. This seems to be a serious issue in the drift gaming industry right now. So, since we're not going to spend time on that right now, but at least you saw the key bindings worked, even if their drivers are shit. Like absolute dog shit. That is what I'm saying. And they didn't used to be that way. They used to be playable. So I don't know what the fuck happened. Wait, let me go get some smoke. I'll be right back. Now, what I'll say about this game is that it's really fun on controller, but with this setup, you can't expect high performance on the steering wheel, but you can expect to be able to have fun driving a little bit. That's what I can say. With the steering wheel, it's a fun driving experience, as long as nothing's really wrong. But once again, you shouldn't expect the steering wheel in this game to translate to, like, a realistic driving experience. Or no, let me rephrase that. You shouldn't expect to be able to perform the same with the steering wheel as you can perform with the controller. Because with the controller, you can get some crazy-ass scores and angles and throw tons of smoke. With the wheel, it's less important that you do that. If you focus less on that and more on how you're actually driving, it's fun. But if you want to do these crazy-ass fucking angles and throw up smoke and stuff like that, you should use a controller. And if somehow you're able to do... If you're able to do with the controller... let me rephrase that. If you're able to throw those crazy angles and throw the smoke with a steering wheel, I question your real life driving ability, and I think that you're someone who learned how to do this through the video game. That's my guess, because you seem to not have a problem developing habits that are unrealistic. That's what I'll say. Or maybe you know something I don't. Either way, I'm not really concerned, because I'm not judging you, I'm judging the games right now. I wish it wouldn't optimize for my PC, and I wish it would just pick the low settings right now. That's what I need. I'm gonna have to change it anyway. Oh, you should tell. This is Secret Service. You should tell us before you start fights with people overseas. Fuck you, Secret Service. First of all, your whole ass shit is a lie, because if you were a secret, I wouldn't know about you. Second of all, you have a lot to answer for when it comes to talking about me getting into fights. Oh, wait, this isn't... I think this might not go well, because it's acting really laggy. And no, it's not my vision that's acting laggy because I'm smoking, because this has no THC in it. It's just CBD. Nice try, though, if that's what you were trying to do. If that's what you thought you were going to get off with, nice try. But you're fucking retarded. Yeah, he's... This is pretty awful right now. But I'm going to drive a little bit just to show you I can drive in this game. Oh, wait. I have to change cars. That's my controller car. I have to change cars to my sim car. Difference between controller car and sim car is a little bit of suspension tuning, and the engine. The engine for the sim is just the upgraded 4AG no turbo. The engine for the controller is the 2JZ with the turbo. At least I think it's the 2 one. I think it's the 2 JZ. Yeah, the fucking frame rates are awful right now. Probably partially because I'm doing OBS as well. Probably too much for my poor computer. Rest in peace for the moment, my Alienware. I missed that thing. It was newer than this one. God knows where it is now after it got stolen by people impersonating law enforcement. How sad. See what I mean? It's a fun, nice little driving experience. Oh, no, it's not today, apparently. Today, apparently, people are fucking with it. Apparently, Genki is the only company that's safe right now. The ironic thing is, if you think that you're trying to prove that I suck at driving or something with this simulator, and then you're going to use that as an excuse to try to attack me on the road or something, you are in for a big fucking surprise. And you have lost touch with reality. Like, 100% you've lost touch with reality if that's how you think this works. I wouldn't encourage you. See, here's the thing. And this is what you types of people who would create this issue don't understand. I don't encourage you attacking me. I don't welcome attacks. That's the thing. But if you're going to do it, I'm going to make sure you learn your lesson. You might not realize right away what's happening, but at some point it might dawn on you that what you did had a consequence. It had a consequence that you may not have been prepared for. That's all I'll say. This isn't about me threatening people. It's about me upholding what's right, what matters, and not being prejudgmental or unfairly judgmental, and not thinking that I know everything, but knowing that I know enough to distinguish between something that's bullshit and something that's fine. Otherwise known as upholding the law, but unfortunately, people have made a lot of fuck-ass law, like quote-unquote laws. So I can't say that in the context of, like, you really will misinterpret me if I just straight up say that until we establish what actual law is. It seems to be rare these days for people to understand what the actual laws are and how law actually works. There is no law that cannot be broken and not have a consequence. It just, I'm not saying you can just break any law you want, whenever you want, however you want. But what I'm saying is the real law is that if you can do it, you can do it. And if you try to tell someone, well, you can't do that because it's written down and I'm going to hurt you for it, even though you're doing just fine, that's called crime.
You have arrived at your destination.
That's not law enforcement. Law enforcement is pointing out when something is wrong and making sure it gets changed, but not forcing it. See, if you force it, then then it's not law enforcement; it's crime. The law enforces itself, and you're supposed to make it obvious. If a law is not correct, then it will not enforce itself. So, like, if I told you that cocaine has no medical value, and then I told you you can't have it, even though you grew your own plants and you did the extraction yourself at your house just for you and just for you, not even you and your family, just for you. Then and then I came and I broke into your house with weapons and armor, and I took it from you, and then I said that now you're going to go to prison. That's crime, because the actual rule is that if you make cocaine wrong and you treat it improperly, and you disrespect it as a spiritual medicine, then people will get harmed. But that's not because of the plant or the medicine. That's because of the people. And if someone is doing it right and they're not abusing it, and you abuse them and blame the medicine and blame them, then you're just a fucking asshole. You're not a law enforcement officer. Law enforcement officers actually, they do what's called due diligence to find out. And they're supposed to be, they do what's called due diligence to find out whether or not there's an actual issue. Meaning they talk to the person, they open up to them, they show them what's going on in their life. And then they're supposed to be quote unquote authorities, which means that they have authored works on the subject. They're supposed to be the word is a scholar. They're supposed to be a scholar on the subject, having authored peer-reviewed works, or at least, even if they're not peer-reviewed, at least works of reason and value. That's where the word authority comes from, is being an author. And just because you're able to write on some form that you locked some poor person up for doing what their culture tells them is right for them as a human, and tells them that you should and need to do this, and this represents your bond with God, and you lock them up for it. By the way, I'm not involved in anything like this. I'm just using it as an example. I'm not involved in anything cocaine related. I don't use cocaine. I don't know anyone who uses cocaine. I've encountered people who use cocaine, but they didn't inspire me to say this, nor did they have any conversations like this about it with me. I just know how the world works. Anyway, that's my whole last point. I probably had another point to go with that, but that's all I wanted to say. I'm sure it was connected to the shit not working earlier, but I can't exactly recall what inspired me to talk about this. So let's move on. Actually, same thing applies to drifting. Just because someone's drifting, it doesn't mean they're doing something illegal. Especially if they're better than you at drifting. If they're better than you at drifting, then what the fuck are you getting in their way about? Oh, well, I saw them get into an accident last week. So? I heard you say something so stupid that I should have killed you 2 days ago. What's your point? The accident seems mild in comparison to what you said. You said something so stupid I almost stabbed you in the eyeball with the pencil I was holding while we were in the office. And I explained it to you, and you acknowledged that it was that stupid. So what are you doing, judging this person for getting into an accident when they fixed the other person's car?
They actually did the maintenance on the other person's car themselves. And you're using that as an evidence that they don't have control over the vehicle. If you count the percentage of dope ass shit that they're doing to the mistakes that they're making, it's way lower. Like the ratio of mistakes to dope ass shit, the dope ass shit they're doing is way more than yours. You're making more mistakes than them. Look, you just misspelled that word on this paper, and it's a paper where if you misspell something, someone could die. You idiot. Pay the fuck attention. You call yourself an officer and lose some fucking weight. Like go work out and shit. You idiot. Piece of shit. This is why being a cop these days is so hard. Most of you fucking cops are incompetent fucking idiots nowadays, and you're corrupt as shit, and you don't have any idea what the fuck you're doing. Oh, maybe the game is having trouble because I'm online right now. That's probably what it is. Let me go offline. My Wi-Fi isn't that great right here. In the fucking in the garage, my Wi-Fi isn't that good. Oh, well, that modification to your car is illegal. Really? Because it's made better than your stock ass bullshit and it works way better. And there's nothing dangerous about it because all it does is increase efficiency and performance and make sure it's not going to fucking break. So how about you sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up, and take a goddamn shower. Wear some normal ass clothes for once and stop doing gang activity all day. Stop driving around preying on innocent motherfuckers all day before I shut you down. I'm not saying all gang activity is bad. I'm saying if you're driving around all day looking for people to make money off of without making their lives better, then you're an asshole. And if you're relying on multiple people to make that a viable relationship between you and the population, well then you're just a bad gang member. Gangs are supposed to make the community better. So when you say no gang activity on your paperwork and you're doing gang activity, you're just trying to create a monopoly, which is bad for business. Stupid fucking police. Get a real job. Or be unemployed. I don't care. I just think if you're going to commit crime, you should at least admit you're a criminal and not act like a police officer. It's disrespectful. Police officers aren't like that. Real ones, I mean. Real police officers have gone through so much shit that they don't even want to think about treating a citizen like that. And the last thing they want to do is make an arrest. It's the fake police officers that are so easy to make an arrest, so quick to make an arrest, so quick to charge you money for what you've done and put you in jail. Those are the fake ones. The real ones only do that as a last resort. After they've tried everything else. And I mean everything else. I don't mean saying you've tried everything else. Once again, that's fake and you're just impersonating someone. And being able to hurt someone doesn't make you right and them wrong.
100%. Just because you're like, well, I can shoot you, so because you're focused on doing this and not focused on defending yourself, I can shoot you and therefore you're wrong. No, incorrect. Once again, all that means is that you're an asshole and that your life has no worth at this point. I'm not saying you can't get some worth into your life by actually providing some real positive change to the community instead of threatening to shoot people just because you're pissed that you suck at shit and they're good. That just makes you a fucking degenerate, not a police officer. And it definitely doesn't make you right. I think I'm gonna put some driving assists on because uh man, the thing is, as soon as I put driving assists on, they start fucking with my with my accuracy. Anyway, if you know anything about life and you've heard what I've been saying on this rant, you'll kind of get the gist of where I'm going with this, especially if you view this in a timely manner and understand what's going on in the world right now. You'll kind of understand what I'm saying. And if you're watching this from the future, you'll definitely understand what I'm saying. Give it enough time past if you're paying any attention. Another thing I have to remind myself is that I spent so much time playing on controller that I got used to controller. I haven't played this game that much on the steering wheel. I think I might need a little more time on the steering wheel before I can really give you a full account of what's going on with these games. But I can tell you that JDM Scorpion game needs a lot of work before they should be asking for money. And if you're gonna tell me that they need the money to make the game playable, I'm sorry, that's not how business and industry works. You can't sell something like that. You can ask for donations. You can even require payment for playing. But you can't put it on a regulated marketplace like that and expect that to be okay. That's not okay. I don't know if anyone's going to do anything about it. Like I said, I'm already doing something about it by documenting this. I might do a little more. By the way, if I actually contact the studio, it's not going to be on some fuck you shit. It's going to be on some, hey, here are some things I noticed, and I was wondering if you could please address them in coming updates. Because like I said, if I'm trying to get the people who are the problem killed, being an asshole to everybody, actually being an asshole at all isn't going to get anyone killed. Being an asshole is just going to create problems. But it's not going to get anyone killed. Because killing people is actually, when you do it on purpose in the right way, it's a problem solution. It's actually a solution to a problem. It's not supposed to create more problems. And so you don't get there by being an asshole. You get there by being really respectful and pointing out what's wrong and not giving up until it's solved. That's how you get real kills, not by preying on innocence. Because if someone's innocent, then you shouldn't be able to kill them with that method. If someone's innocent, you'll just go, oh wait, you're not the problem. After a while, you'll go, wait, you're not the problem. Maybe even instantly. And then you'll just go, hey, actually, you might be able to help me. Maybe we should hang out. Or maybe you'll go, okay, cool. Well, I don't have any interest in you anymore, so I'm moving on. Either one is fine. But I'm telling you, that's how real kills work. And that's what I'm looking for. And if I find out the problem is some other issue, like the game is made from AI, and like there's a rogue AI server out there that's actually getting money from people and stuff, well then completely different approach is needed to the problem. Same result, but completely different approach. You also have to make sure that your problem isn't coming from a purely egotistical place. Because if you try to kill someone because it solves a problem that only you have personally that doesn't affect other people, well then that's selfish. And that's not right. But if you're addressing a problem that's fundamentally an issue, like in general, well then that's righteous. And if you are using like slippery slope logic to come to that conclusion, you're also wrong. Got him. By the way, acknowledging that we're all going to die one day in and of itself isn't slippery slope logic. But if you're saying like, we're all going to die one day, so that's why I should just be allowed to indiscriminately kill whoever I want, you're wrong. You're very, very wrong. That is not how that logic works. The logic is we're all going to die one day, and this person is causing problems that are going to make us all die sooner, and we don't want to, well then we need to stop them. Only if we're wrong. Only if we're wrong, or wait, only if we're right though. If we're right, we need to stop them. If we're doing the wrong thing, and that person's going to get us killed, well then we have to try not doing the wrong thing first. And that is a fluid line. What the wrong thing is on any given day is subject to change. However, it's not entirely dictated by others. It takes into account the actions of others and comes from within. And there you have it, folks. That's how you establish a direct line of reasoning. And let me tell you why I'm not getting tired of Forza Horizon 5 right now. Even though I'm not driving like super hard right now. Like, why did I get so mad at JDM Scorpion so quickly? Here's why. Because their game, like I said, their game is just playable to the point where you think you're about to get this huge payoff, and then there's a disappointment. That's wrong. This game, right now, it's like, I'm pretty well aware of the limitations, and it's still fun. I can drive like this, and it's actually really fun. I'm not doing some fantastical ass bullshit in the sense of like, oh my god, look at the crazy instant gratification, wee woo, look at all the lights flashing, and look at this, you just got this score, and blah blah. Like, yeah, there's some of that, but it's tasteful. Whereas the JDM Scorpion thing right now is like way more focused on it looking flashy with just enough performance and realism to the point where you think it's going to be cool, and then it fucking sucks, and that's wrong. That's called crime. This game is not advertising itself as being like over the top. It's being fun and acknowledging how cool it is, but it's being pretty humble about how it does so. Now, is this game perfect? Absolutely not. Unless this is your idea of perfection, in which case, yes, it is perfect. But, like, taking into consideration a lot of different factors, there are still things that can be improved about this game. Like, very much improved. But is it charming as it is? Yes, absolutely. Even if there are upgrades made to the next version, which I really, really, really hope there will be, please work on this game. Work on Forza Horizon 6, and please don't let it be a disappointment or a cop out. Don't give in to the peer pressure of the degeneration of our industry from social media. Please actually work on the game. This is this is one of the few game. It seems like the gaming industry is going in the direction of like really fucking copping out to the point where their game doesn't even like qualify as a game and it's just a scam. And somehow that shit is being allowed on like normal platforms. And I'm not judging so harshly that I'm not saying like wait, how do I put it? I'm not judging so harshly that I'm saying that there's no chance for JDM Scorpion to become a really good game. God damn it. But as it stands, JDM Scorpion is not a good game. I'm going to keep playing it. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to keep playing it every now and then because it's new and it's in development and I want to see it turn into the game that it's acting like it already is. But if it's too much trouble, I'm just going to report it and put it off for a while. And I'll come back to it later and see if it's any good again. And if it's not, I just won't play it anymore. Yeah, so my judgment right now is that JDM Scorpion or JDM Japanese Driftmaster, it has a lot of potential, but if it doesn't fulfill that potential, I'm sorry, but its consequences should be very, very great. It already should have some pretty severe consequences to some of the people in that studio. And if you don't fix those consequences for those people, your studio should shut down. Whatever it is, I think that you should all be out of a job in the game design industry, at least until you realize what your mistakes were and work to fix it. Drift CE or Drift 21 or whatever. I'm not being as harsh on them. I'm just not really interested in playing their game as much anymore. It used to work better. That's all I'll say, is it used to work better with the wheel. Forza Horizon 5 is fun, especially when I play on a controller. That never lets me down. Even that driving was fun because it's endearing. On the wheel, it's not like I wouldn't put it as a competition driving experience with the wheel. But I would just say that it's very fun and that I love it. That's how I'd say it, as I love it. And I also love the Tokyo Extreme Racer experience. That is competitive with the wheel. That is very competitive with the wheel. The drifting is very realistic. As long as you can remember it's a game. It's a video game. It's not going to work exactly the same as real life. But what they've done is they've prioritized some of the most important parts of what driving like that is like in real life. And they've allowed you to feel that in the game. That is important. That's what's important. Now let's play JDM. Let's play the Japanese Drift Masters game one more time. Just to get another judgment, okay? Because I want to just make sure I'm seeing this from all the angles that I have to see it from right now. The thing is, I was also saying I see why they're getting bad reviews. I don't think the bad reviews were about what I was complaining about. They're mostly about graphics and stuff. That's not really the problem with this game. This game looks fine. That's the funny thing is the negative reviews are like, about the graphics. The game looks fine. That's not the problem. Why are you not talking about the game actual driving mechanics? The driving mechanics are the problem. And the wheel capacity. Is that a different intro? Am I tripping or is it? No, I shouldn't ask you guys if I'm tripping or not. You're overreactive. You wouldn't even know if I was tripping or not. You don't know me. It's just me up in this bitch. Long story short, you guys have a lot of work to do. And if you don't do that work, I'm sorry, but you should suffer some consequence. Notice how I said I'm sorry. Because I've suffered consequence in my life. Sometimes for not doing the work I was supposed to do, and sometimes just because people are being assholes, and that's how I know the difference. You guys really, really do have work to do on your shit. And right off the bat, shit ain't working already. It's already currently on this one. Holy shit. Do they suck that much? Oh, it's probably because I have the gamepad plugged in. No! Even the gamepad isn't working. Oh, it's a smartphone thing. You guys shouldn't have that mechanic in here. Don't put something that stops people from just being able to drive in the game. I will say you guys have a little bit of work to do on that part. Apparently, your high-speed crash mechanic illustrates some of the vulnerabilities in your driving mechanic. It's like your guy's shit works great. It works great up to here, and then from here to here, it's horrible. And see, after that, the clutch was sticking and everything. Or you had some sort of delineator on the throttle. Alright, now let's pause and have a little chat. The way that some of that worked so well should explain to you why I was so upset at the part that doesn't. And I'm going to be honest with you, there's an extra level that I should be able to push this to that is not available in this game. This is not something I want to easily test either, because doing it in real life is really dangerous. Pushing to pushing to that level of performance is really dangerous in real life. Because when you get there, what can go wrong is fucking astronomically worse than what you think is normal. It literally is like literally people freak out about it. It becomes an extra spiritual experience when you reach that level. But my point is that you guys should be able to make the physics good enough and set the cars up good enough that I should be able to do that in the game. That's my point. And if you're going to get it that good, like this good, and then that last little bit is not there, it's a scam. Because if I'm trying to go there because I can go there and your limitation doesn't allow for it because either you don't understand or you don't think that I should be able to do that because you don't believe that I could do it in real life. And so therefore you just either didn't program it in or you programmed in a limiter, or like because I'm not in the inner circle, you're not going to include the correct physics, or the problem is the correct behavior. It's really like the direct relation between how I maneuver the controls and how that translates to the car being controlled. I understand some of that is like the way my body moves in the car, and I think that you should be able to do a better job simulating that. You can't just have the mannequin sit there. You have to have it be intelligent. And I'm okay if you wanna let it be where like over time my driving profile is trained by my driving data that I give, and therefore it starts to figure out how to match me. That's fine also, but you really shouldn't release these daemons into a battleground of unfairness. You shouldn't have that level of unfairness. That's my point. And I guess that's your point too. Whether you know it or not, Drift Master, it's kind of more like Demon Master, Japanese Daemon Master. Looks like you guys need a Daemon Master in order to make your shit work correctly. All right. That's all we're going to do for the video right now, because I want to just drive a little bit without doing the OBS thing, and I don't want to take up more of your time right now, or my time with the filming. So just know that I'm holding out expectations on this game, but if you don't make it work, I don't want to see it. I straight up don't want this game to be selling, or like if you want to play it on your own time, I'm not going to stop you, but I don't want to see it influencing public opinion if you're not going to fix the problems. If you want to play it while it's broken, that's fine. Make the H shifter work. Make the fucking make the custom presets, make those work. And if they didn't work from that, why not? It's not like I've never played games like this before. It's not like I shouldn't be able to figure it out. So if I didn't figure it out just then, that means there's probably a lot of other people who are like, what the fuck? And here's the thing. It's not that you can't make a fundamentally different options settings. You totally can, but you need to teach people how to use it, or at least make it somewhat intuitive. Somewhat intuitive related to what they were doing before. And if you don't want to do that, then you should be I guess speaking out more for the ability to do so. So I think I've done a fair job of addressing some of the issues, and I'm now in a place where I feel comfortable editing the video. Oh, was I not even game capturing? Oh. Well, then I'm not comfortable at ending the video. Because I just realized I wasn't even filming this video. This part of the video. So, before you get angry at me and call me retarded, I'm gonna say that makes me upset too. Now I have to go back and film a little more. Whatever, I was gonna play a little more anyway. Not because I've decided that I like it, like that I'm going to play more later, but just because in this moment I'm still testing it and there's something I like about it. And the things that are bothering me about the game are what made me want to stop playing. For right now, at least. Okay. Problem number 2. Your AI. Your AI sucks. What the fuck? Your AI is retarded. And by the way, it wouldn't have just been my car that got thrown off the road just then. And based on the mass of the S15 versus that version of Honda Civic, that Honda Civic should have gotten plowed through, my brothers. The S15 should have just kept going forward. Unless you developed some sort of weird system where you've got AI running around trying to make cars flip over. Because I seen a car flip over in a weird ass situation before, but I'm pretty sure knowing those cars. Oh, but I was braking and the front end went down. Yeah, I understand that's the explanation you're gonna go for, but your AI are stupid as shit, and that's some Fight Club ass shit right there. You dumbass fuckers. You insurance company ass motherfuckers. Learn some rules and reason. And stop being shitheads who don't know how to kill someone properly and create fucking paranormal anomalies like me who are now out to haunt you, except that I didn't die, so instead I'm out to kill you. Stop doing that. Just live peacefully. And program your AI to have some fucking common sense and not turn right when someone's fucking driving at 60 kilometers per hour straight in a place where they should be able to just go straight. Idiots. Also, that's wrong. That's wrong too. There should have been way more grip on the front end, considering how fucking heavy this car is. Are you retarded? It's not gonna slide like that. And if it is gonna do that, you fucking tuned it wrong. Holy shit, you set up this car wrong if that's how you think it should behave. Holy shit. It should catch on the front end because of how it's. Let me go do it again. Let me show you. Let me show. Oops, I went to the shit. I'm not saying let me go do it again because I did something wrong and I'm wrong. I'm saying to show you what's supposed to be right. There. That time it was correct. But for some reason the time before that, it it didn't. I don't know if it was like because it caught the curb that time a little bit. But you shouldn't have to catch the curb for it to do that. You should be able to get. That's what it is. You guys don't understand what I was doing. You should be able to get right on that curve, on the curb, without going up. You should be able to get that tire touching that curb, and that's what grabs it. Never mind. You probably wouldn't understand what I'm talking about. Wait. I think I just understood what's happening. Now I'm starting to think maybe it wasn't the game studio, or maybe some people in the game studio were complicit. But I'm starting to realize that maybe that the issue, actually at this point it could, but maybe the issue is like streamers and stuff. Maybe it's streamers creating this problem because they're trying to monopolize on the game. Um, but it could just, that could at this point have predated the existence of this game being developed. So that problem might just be a problem in general. And maybe I'm solving the game problem.
I thought so.
If I'm not mistaken, there is potentially even a brother sister duo somewhere who thinks that they own the fucking drift streets. And it might even be Korean. I don't know about the brother sister thing, but the Korean thing might be true. But somewhere there's someone who thinks that they can use this program to try to like control the narrative, because right then when it almost lost control right there, I felt it before it happened. And it shouldn't have happened, but it happened because there was some parameter in the game that slightly tweaked incorrectly. Maybe it's a parameter in the car that's slightly tweaked incorrectly. But either way, that shouldn't have happened.
Those brakes should be a little better. It's that same fucking problem. Okay, let me tell you very clearly what's wrong with that. The angle of the left side is so steep that when you're turning the way that I just turned, it would the way that it would work is that it would actually cause increased friction because of the forces going this way. And the gradient, because of the exponential amount of the curve, it would have caused more friction on the inner wheel. And it would have spun the car more. So you either got to fix that part of the track to make that how it behaves, because I can feel it, or you gotta edit that. You gotta add that extra layer to your code engine, because I don't think that you should charge for a game that doesn't take that into effect when you're taking into effect so many other physics, and then you're not taking into that. Theoretically, you should actually be able to get a criminal charge for that, because it implies that you're aware enough of the physics that you understand how someone could die, but then you're choosing not to include or neglecting to include a certain part of the code physics, which implies that you would do something like this in real life and set someone up like that and get them either killed or robbed or whatever, or steal their cars because you make them crash, and then you go, oh well, you're incompetent and it's totaled, even though it's like it's not totaled at all. So that, I think that's the type of people that we might be dealing with here. So I'm on to you, just so you know. And I'm not the type of person that gives up. I might not choose to play your game anymore, but that doesn't mean I gave up. Same ass shit with that. That should not have happened. You need to fix shit like that instead of letting it rot. Right there. That that bump up, that's not how that works. You've got that wrong. It doesn't bump you out, it bumps you in. Skateboarders who are good enough would understand this. If you skate in a certain style and you encounter something like that, it catches you. It doesn't throw you off, it pulls you in. And I'm not here to play, oh, well, I paid this person, that person, and the other person to agree with me, and they don't agree with you, so therefore you're wrong. I don't play that game. As they would say, homie, don't play that. All you've done is marked yourself if you're going to do that. I'm not that dumb. We call people like you mark-ass tricks.
Nope. That's also incorrect. Unless you got the brake. No, you don't have the brakes done wrong because they were acting linearly before. When that happens, I'm pretty sure. Did I take off ABS? Let me double check that. Oh, ABS is on. Maybe that was the problem. But before I lecture you further, let me check if that was the problem. Wait, before I go on, that your ABS is shit if that's how it behaves. But it illustrates my point is that the car should have gone whoop and turned a little more. I was holding it steady and it should have kept turning. I shouldn't have to turn more when I stop. When I hit the brakes like that at that angle, the car should go like that. I shouldn't have to turn. I was already at a very steep angle, like 30 degrees. Is that right? 30 degrees? Yeah, 30 degrees. And at that angle of where the car was already turning when I hit the brakes, it should have kept turning. It should not have caught a static turn. It should have been a dynamic turn, even with a static wheel position. See? Same with that shit. I had the wheel turned like to 10 degrees, and when I was stopping, it did a static stop, meaning when I started turning the wheel, it didn't turn at all. That's not how that works. It just isn't. It might be emulating some loss of grip, but there still should be a change when you turn the wheel a little bit. Especially at the exact amount of tension that I was holding. Holding, turn it slightly to the side. If that doesn't turn the car a little bit, it doesn't have to be a lot of it because it's braking with no ABS. But if that doesn't turn the car a little bit, then oh my god, do I feel sorry for you. Wow. Okay, so apparently you guys don't know how ABS works. That's pretty sad. Like I'm actually experiencing a depressive symptom because you guys basically don't know how ABS works. I think you guys think that if you turn ABS off, that when you hit the brake you can't turn. Someone must have told you that because I doubt that anyone who's ever driven with no ABS would think that that's how that works. That's just pathetic. And this is what I'm talking about. Even if there's good things about this game, that mechanic fucking pathetic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. You have lost yet again. You have lost touch with reality yet again. Do your homework and come back. I'm not even explaining that one to you. You should know that one. I'll give you a hint. It's called coefficient of grip. Wrong. Wrong. You're wrong. If you want to have that level of a wall tap for that amount, you cannot have that counter steer retaliation. You cannot have that amount of counter steer retaliation because that's incorrect. And I thought you might be doing that. The slam was way harder than it would have been in real life. Way harder. Any intelligent driver would have been able to turn that into a love tap with those same parameters. So you guys need to do some actual driving and remember what's fucking good, bro. Because apparently you don't know shit. No comment. Once again, nice try, guys, but that's not right either. Let me tell you what's up with that one. That's still not right, but that's an acceptable amount of tolerance. The way that that just behaved, the fact that it didn't hit the wall, even though the visuals were a little screwy, that's more so what I was talking about with Genki and TXR, is that when stuff like that happens, it's like that wasn't quite right visually, but the physics did not. It nothing happened that indicated that it was implicitly wrong. Still wasn't quite right, but it's a video game that it's allowed to not be quite right as long as it works. I think I think that's mostly just bad road planning. That makes me feel sorry for you guys with your road engineers. The only way that that would have been realistic though is if there were a bunch of wet leaves on the ground that still did not have the proper coefficient of grip. That's the only thing I can think is that you laser scanned this shit when they were wet, like, or like you put wet leaf physics in here or some shit. You probably Here's what you probably did. You probably had someone drive around and do this on some roads with like a gyroscope in the car, and there were probably tons of either sakura or leaves on the ground while it was wet, and that's how you based the stopping mechanism was on that shit because the emergency stopping mechanism is there's about that much wrong with it, and that's a lot when this is the whole mechanism. That last little bit really matters. That's what I'm complaining about with this game. And once again, maybe you just have a a bunch of like fallen Sakura on the ground or whatever, but I don't see it in the game, so how am I supposed to have that information? Or someone's messing with my shit again. Could be that too. And trying to make the game look bad. Could be that. Oh, there's one more explanation that I didn't go over right now. And that is someone named PJ who claimed to be with the police as a SWAT team or like a detective, and he sent a SWAT team after me. He stole my Alienware M16, and he could be sitting on the other side of this connection on Steam streaming this game to my Alienware and slightly messing with the controls. And I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to murder that person yet. I'm leaning towards yes a little more every day, but I'm also trying to keep it open that, and it also could be someone else with, I'm just letting you know, it could be someone else with the Alienware. It could be someone else with the computer. I'm just pointing out that's also a possibility that I'd for a moment forgotten about. But I don't think that's the most likely explanation. I just think I want to put that out there that it could be the possibility. Oh. Also, this is, as far as I'm aware, not the same PJ as the guy who works across the street from me at the garage. That's a completely different PJ. Just clarifying, in case that PJ ever sees this video or someone who knows the context sees this video, it's not that guy. If you know the context, you would know it's the fucking SWAT guy. And if that's the same person as that, well then, man, we're gonna have some problems. But I don't think it's the same person. Just saying, I really don't think it's the same person. I'm 95% sure it's not the same person. Dude, don't do it again or I'll kill you. Type beat. Just clarifying it. I don't think it has anything to do with that guy in the garage over there. But I think it does have everything to do with the person who claims to be a detective and, or no, not everything to do with. Let me rephrase that. The person I was referring to has everything to do with that detective. There we go. I finally said it correctly. Damn it, the person who I was referring to with regards to the interference of this process. I don't think the person in the garage named PJ at Community Car Center who works there, I don't think he's the problem. I think it's the PJ that works with the police is the problem with regards to that. And then, once again, going back to that, there could be a number of other issues. People at the game studio, people at Twitch even could be the problem here. Just clarifying all of the identifiers so that you understand my judgments. I've also considered that this might be Scotty's fault, Scotty Martin. I haven't ruled that out yet. Ah, fucking stupid ass bitch. I hope they died. Incorrect. Let me tell you why. Right at the fringes of where that driving was, you had the car angle wrong. The momentum was going in such a way that it would have not over counter steered, and we would not be sitting in the ditch right now. So that's your problem, not my motherfucking problem. You stupid ass twat. Good game. I win. That's the final straw, by the way. That was the final straw. If you can't get that right, you're incompetent. Once again, incompetent. That's the second one. That is the second straw that you've gone too far on. This is the same issue as what I was talking about with that short uphill left turn, where I said when it goes up like that, it catches more coefficient of grip. It's the same motherfucking ish here. Your gradient, your coefficient of grip gradient for when you have those extreme corners like that is fucking wrong. It works going downhill too. Whenever you have an extreme how do I put it? There's a line where if you take it, I want to say a donut, but that's, you guys think of a donut as being like this, like driving in a circle. But I mean, there's like a tubular momentum that occurs. The road doesn't have to be tubular, but when it takes that flat surface and it curves it like that, it creates a you know what? I think this is the point where I just don't have to describe it to you. Oh, and it would be one thing if you guys would help me and let me get my shit together enough to go actually drive on the roads that are like this. Except you guys won't help me and you won't let me do that, which means that you don't want me doing it because I would prove you wrong. I would be better than you. you guys would probably overreact and try to kill me, and then the game would be over. I already know that because you overreact and tried to kill me while I was staying at home. No wonder you guys thought. No, yeah, exactly. There we go.
There we go. There it is.
Ah. Also wrong. That's also wrong. I'm not going to address why right now, but I will tell you this is a great opportunity for me to tell you. It's not that I don't want to do this stuff in real life because I can't handle how dangerous it is. I don't want to do stuff like this in real life right now because people around me can't handle how dangerous it is. They freak out, they overreact, they blame me because everyone has lost touch with what makes life worth really living, and people have got their faces this far into their phones and their heads this far up into their ass.
Nope. Incorrect, people.
Okay, now I'll address what's incorrect. It shouldn't be whipping that far around. When I let off the clutch into first gear, it shouldn't be whipping that far around. You're having it go about like 110, 120 degrees. It should go no farther than like 70 or maybe 80. And that combined with that road sphere should allow for a correction unit. It will spin if you don't allow for that slight correction unit at 80, but not at 70. At 80 with the road, you should be able to correct it. That was uncorrectable because you spun it to about 110 or 120, and that's where you're wrong. Okay? Ah, fuck. Notice I went back to the H shifter too. You guys need to resolve that shit too. I should be able to use the H shifter off of the default setting for this wheel. Alright, well, I hope you're fucking paying attention. And eat your stupid motherfucking cereal.